Hey folks, I'm gonna do another video here on the Charger. Springtime's nice out now. Actually, it's almost June, but we don't count that here in New York. So I just dug up and found my horns for the Charger and reinstalled them and got them working. They've been off this car since about 1995, and I just put them on in June 2018 here. So check them out. These are original horns, original horn relay. In my last video about the door jamb of the car there, I admit I'm not a car wiring guy. I don't really know a lot about this shit. My dad did a lot of the wiring, figuring all the stuff out for me, since he was like back in the 70s. He was a automotive guy out of BOCES, which is like a automotive trade school back in the day, and he worked at a lot of gas stations and shops and stuff like that. So he's real good with the stock wiring and problems with these old cars in a stock fashion. He didn't really know a lot about like high performance type stuff like that. So me and him would kind of team up on these projects. Like I would basically design the layouts of the engines and what I wanted out of them, and he would help me deal with how to get all that to correspond over into the wiring and how to make it all work. I kind of taught myself all that stuff through Hot Rod magazines, stuff like that. So he was the one who kind of helped me on the actual application of it all. So back to the horns here. Yeah, I know my wiring isn't great. It could look better. I wish I had some black wire at the time, but I don't. I just scavenged up the stuff to get the horn back working. So maybe down the road I'll redo the wiring, make it look a little more accurate for time frame wise, but it works, and it's whatever. But yeah, your Mopar horns here in a Charger. It's a dual horn setup. Basically, for you guys, bear with me because I'm going to explain this to dumbasses like me who are engine guys but don't know shit about how this stuff works. Horns need this relay, okay? And that original horn relay was just laying around in my toolbox. Since I was smart enough to not throw away any of these parts for 20 years, I just put them away. So your top plug there goes to the horns. They're labeled on there too. It's an H for horn, and then in the middle is a B for battery, and the bottom one it says S for switch, which is the ground wire that goes to your horn ring inside the car. I'll tell you about that in a bit. But the top one, you go to the top horn and then piggyback down to the bottom horn. The middle one is the battery one that goes to the hot post of your alternator, which on my alternator, I believe this is a small GM one that's modified in here. That's hooked up to the hot thing on the alternator, so that your horn works when the ignition isn't on. And then the other wire, that's your switch wire on the bottom, goes all the way back and runs over to the bulkhead connector over there. And I'll move around the car and show you what that is. And mine's kind of an octopus, but let's see if I can indicate it here. It's this black wire. Mine's black with a white line on it, as you can see. And the position for the horn on the bulkhead indicator is position L. If you look at a diagram, it would be the second double row. There's the top double row, middle double row, and bottom double row. So the middle double row, the top one in from the left, and in the charts it's L, as in llama or leech or leprechaun. This brown wire next to it is for the windshield washer fluid pump, which I don't use. That got cut out a long time ago. These other two I have cut off here. On the top, let's see, it's all the way to the right is a blue, and then the one in is a green. Those are for air conditioner stuff, which I also eliminated a long time ago. And I have this other yellow guy with a plug on it, which I actually think is for the hood turn signals, which I don't use. So I hope that helps people out if they're like me and have a mess and forgot shit, and you need some help with it. And it does work. I'll bear with you. There you go. So that problem was solved. Now I'm gonna have to move on to my headlights, which seems to be a little more of a conundrum here in this car because they worked. I unplugged them at one time. I believe. See, a lot of this shit, if I sound stupid, is because I undid a lot of this shit a long time ago, and it takes years go by, and you come back to it and try to fix it, and you can't remember what the hell you did. And I've had this car since 1995, so, and it drag raced for a lot of those years, like almost all of them, and then it sat in between randomly, so I was trying to like bring back shit from my archive of memory. And but anyway, the headlights did work when I used to drive this as a kid on the street. Now for some reason they don't, and I'm gonna have to dig into that. That seems to be a little more involved, but I don't have any power anywhere up here, anywhere in this harness up here, and even I've probed into the block. Some weirdos walking by here. I probed into the headlight in the bulkhead connector, and I didn't shove around in there too hard. I didn't want to break nothing, but I didn't get any power there. I got under the dash and noted that my dimmer switch for the headlights was gone. I thought that was a problem, so I plugged that back in. But you'll see it hanging there. Well, it's on the floor now. It's unplugged. I got to do some more testing. But it's off the floor because the roll cage is in the way and it had to be moved. That's why that kept taken out. So at some time frame, I think, I don't know, the switch itself up here might be bad. The light switch in the dash might have gone bad. I think the dimmer switch works. It sounds like it's in good shape, but who knows? I'll see if I can continuity test that or something like that. I don't know. But I don't know. I was doing it yesterday after I had a couple beers, so I don't know if there's power in that three prong thing for the headlight switch or not. I'm gonna go through and retest it all here today when I haven't been relaxing with some beers. But I'm pretty sure there was no power there at all with the car turned on and stuff. So I'm gonna go through and hopefully I'll get back to you and see what I find. Hopefully I can find it and it's not too big of a pain in the ass. I do not want to get into tearing the dash apart in this thing. No, that's not what I want to do at all. So wish me luck. Thanks a lot for watching.